Right.
Welcome to Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. I'm your host, Lady D Denise Gomez Green, inviting you to join me each week for real conversations, powerful stories, and uplifting perspectives that shine a light on voices from the community and the diaspora. Kick off your week with the Monday Drive from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Dive deep on Thursdays with Center Stage from 6 to 8 p.m. And ease into your weekend with Satideh Mawnin Runnings every Saturday at 10 a.m. Catch Voices with Lady D on YouTube, Caribbean Vibes Radio Network online, and YouTube, and Fit FM 96.7 in Stuart Castle, Trelawney, Jamaica, or tune in on Linkage Radio online. So lock in, turn it up, and remember, every voice has power. This is Voices with Lady D. Celebrate the heartbeat of Caribbean culture with Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Join us on Saturday at 10 a.m. on YouTube as we showcase the vibrant heritage of Jamaica and the wider Caribbean with four incredible women: Sherns, Max, Jackie, and yours truly, Lady D. From powerful stories to cultural traditions, we're bringing the flavor, rhythm, and excellence of the Caribbean straight to you. It's more than a show. It's a celebration of the roots and traditions that inspire and unite us. Subscribe to Voices with Lady D on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to stay connected. Every Saturday at 10 a.m., it's Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Come feel the vibes. Satideh Mawnin Runnings, where Caribbean heritage comes alive. Ready for real talk and powerful conversations? Then subscribe to Voices with Lady D on YouTube, where culture meets commentary and the diaspora speaks loud and clear. Don't just scroll. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and tap the bell so you never miss a moment. From laughter to legacy, it's all happening here. Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. Morning, Lady D. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Satideh Mawnin Runnings, aired right here on Voices with Lady D. I'm your host, producer, Lady D, Denise Gomez Green, alongside my hubby co-producer. We are here each and every Saturday morning, and we welcome you. Invite someone to join us. It's going to be a blast this morning. Sharns will be joining us in a few minutes, so I'm going to say once again, morning, Jax.
How do you do? How do you do?
Yes, we there. We have to apologize to our audience for our late start, but
Yes, a lot going
once we
on, a lot
start,
going on today.
yeah, once we start and we roll. We don't bother if, buts,
Yeah.
what's, none of that. So we want you to start sharing the link as you are coming into the space, because this morning's conversation is gonna be rolling. Yeah, man, because growing up, there were several people who saw their father, you know, putting
Mhm.
down the putting down the money. The money is a portion. This for the food, this for the
Aye.
picnic them, this
Aye.
for your frock, all them kind of stuff. And then there were some men who weren't taught that, or they never saw it. Even maybe if it was happening in the household, they didn't see it, where their father would be so responsible to be, giving their mother money to go and do the shopping. But
Mm-hmm.
years later, they now have family and thing, and all they know is that in their present urban, so in the rural, that would have been a thing, I gather, for many households. Years later,
You know something, I beg to differ.
differ on.
The it you say in the rural, it may not have been a thing.
No, no, it may have been the thing in
Oh, it
the
may have been.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if it went across
oh.
the board for everybody in the rural households, but in the urban life,
Mhm.
town and so on. Um, then came the credit card thing. And so,
Yes.
if the woman comes up and say, well, may have to go shopping now, there is nothing in cash apportioned out nowhere. So they may just say, well, here's the card kind of thing. So we
Mm-hmm.
want to talk about, did you see that growing up where mama was giving the money to go shop, or
Mm-hmm.
about the credit card era? And we all know what can happen with credit card. At least with the cash, you can pinch, and if you see
Mm-hmm.
it is about to finish, you can say, well, me can't afford that. Me have to go wait till him give me next week. But with the card, you're not seeing, right? It is out there in the digital space. And so you can just a shop. Maybe you're calculating your head, but it not really add up right. So we want to welcome you this morning to the show. And if you are on Instagram, we'd like to welcome you as well. The topic, market money, Pickney money, among other things, or the
Girlfriend
credit
money,
card.
sweetheart money,
Hey,
um, mm-hmm.
yes.
Rum bar money.
Hello, thank you, Jackie. Take it further. Take it further.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. But if you're wondering, where is Max? Where is Jackie? Max is not so well. She's down under the weather, but Sherns will be joining us in a few. So we
Yes, it's
invite
that
you
time
to
of
come on in. Those of you who are on Instagram, it's so nice to see you. Please share the link with someone and let us know. Lyndon, how are you? Julia, morning. And want to say good morning to those of you who perhaps have never been over here before and you're wondering what are they doing over here. Well, it's Satideh Mawnin Runnings, where culture meets conversation, and we're always reminiscing. We do from time to time talk about current happenings, but man, we like to go as far back, like we gone back this morning now, and say, hey, which father used to put on the money, or which father put on the credit card, and for what? So, Jackie, let's hop on over to the chat and say good morning.
He's in the chat today.
Yes, let's see. Well,
I didn't see anybody pop up here yet
co-producer
on my
has,
side.
yeah, co-producer says big topic, and
Mhm.
we want to hear from Lyndon. I see you over there. We want to hear from you, and find out if you saw your father putting out the money for the food, market, shopping, etc. We want to hear. We want to hear. So let us know how that went, because I know that a lot of you have had so many experiences. You can flood us with the stories. So, Jax, um,
Hmm.
you have that experience?
Well, I grew up in a household where it is customary for the men to take care of or they're the providers.
Mm-hmm.
So, my grandfather, he was a provider. My
Mm-hmm.
grandmother didn't really have an outside job that she would go and do. So, but our mentality as women, our culture as women, there's a side hustle. So you're going to do little sewing, you're going to plant little peas and do little baking and sell little ice and them something there, to make. And I make 2 drops and 2 pink on top to make little extra money
2
on the
what,
side.
please?
Eh?
2 what? 2 what?
Pink on top.
That's the
coconut, the coconut, it's
yes.
like coconut cakes, but the top pink.
Right.
The pink on top. Well, I give you a
No,
lesson.
it's not pink on top. It's gizzard, not gizzard. It's greater cake.
Greater cake for yes. So no Kingston people, yes, but it's pink on top. We call it.
Okay, I never heard pink on top before.
Yeah, what?
First time.
This sound like one different show topic. Sure, they need to come in here and man. No, sir.
I never heard pink on top. I know greater cake.
Greater cake, pink on top.
Okay, thank you. No problem.
Right. So, and my grandfather really was a farmer. He was a preacher, farmer, but it was taught that the man was the head of the household and he would be the provider and he would provide the money or the means, for everything else in the household. So he would go out, do his farming, and then the money would, whatever money he makes selling his Bible or hymnals and it comes in, that would be for the household.
Okay.
And little of this would go towards that, little of that go towards something else. But I do understand the household that the man provides and put down, like, for different segments of things in the household. So I do understand that.
Yeah. Well, I can't. Good morning, Tamika. It's a pleasure having you. Welcome.
Hi, Tamika.
Yeah, in my household, that I don't recall that because my grandmother would be the one who would do that. That aspect of it. She would give us the money to go and do shopping.
How did she get the money?
Yeah, well then there was overseas coming in, money being sent. There was money sent in and daddy, of course, but I don't recall daddy doing the physical, put out the money to Ruby and stuff. I guess he would give it to her. But I never saw that.
I mean, I don't see them like putting down the money for different things, but you'd hear like the discussion as to what this little money is going to do and what this going. They didn't have a lot of bills because at one time they didn't even have light bill because remember they didn't even have light.
Right.
But little money was here to buy the kerosene oil.
You mean
to put in the lamp.
You mean the kerosene?
The kerosene oil, yes.
Me not hear kerosene. Me hear kerosene. Sorry. I know kerosene.
The kerosene oil. Same thing.
Okay, got you. Well, co-producer actually popped up this topic because truthfully I don't have that experience, but we know that there were men many men grow up seeing their fathers give but never hearing them explain the principle.
Yeah, that's true.
of it, right?
Yeah,
They saw this thing happening, but they didn't know what it was. And some saw secrecy around money,
right.
not structure.
But the way but still the way it was done, even though they may not have seen like the different like the transaction, I wouldn't say transaction, like the daddy or grandpa put down the money. They probably heard the conversation, and they
Mm-hmm.
know that grandpa is the one who or papa is the one who bring
Mm-hmm.
in the money, and mama now is the one who do the budgeting. So
Right.
she now gonna know how much she give you for go to school, and this
Mm-hmm.
little bit when go buy two chicken, so we can raise two chicken. I still, mama, that's why I think the women are such good budgeters.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause yes, the men back then, especially, they had it in their heads, or they knew, everybody
Mm-hmm.
knew that the men were the providers. So even if they did not come in and they itemize, give you an itemized list as to what to do with the money, they would bring the
Mm-hmm.
money, put it down, and you deal with it, you know?
Yeah.
And,
But here is
and they know.
right. So here's the thing though, because others grew up in homes, where mothers stretched the money. Then mother, and so I would see my grandmother doing that, right?
Right. I'll see
Stretch the
that too.
money, but never taught sons how to budget or contribute. Because if you had more girls in the home, the girls were the ones who would be sent to do the shopping.
True.
You never saw the boys as involved. They maybe had the boys out with the father, gonna bush and all of them stuff there.
Hmm.
But you never,
But they,
most boys, I don't know how many, and no, it's not a general statement here, but I'm sure there were boys who were never taught, both by their dads or their mothers, about this.
but some of them, because they have, or they may have had a close relationship with their fathers, or they're around them all the time. They watch them. They may not sit down and say, "This is what you do," da da da, but they watch them and see what they
Mm-hmm.
do when it comes on to Friday evening time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Friday evening time, this little money I forgot to burial, because burial I forgot to market a morning.
Right.
And Beryl will buy you uniform, and they see that Beryl go and buy a little pair of shoes for you wear,
Mm-hmm.
or something like that, so they see that, and
Yeah.
they know that when it comes on to Friday, Beryl go and get little money, and week after week you see that they learn that this is what they do, or this is what they're supposed to do.
And I heard that the shoes couldn't buy from the market money.
No, because I mean that big year the money for.
Absolutely. So, there are so many nuggets from this, because even when you come into relationships as adults, you realize that there are some things maybe, and some women can say that they say, but my husband not really good with money,
Hmm.
because maybe they weren't taught,
That's
or
true.
they just saw things and they
Hmm.
merely rolling along with it. Because we could even ask the question if the issue unwillingness or lack of training or
Hmm.
ignorance, right? Because you can practice something you were never taught
Right, formally.
formally.
Yeah.
So
Because
it's
you
so.
see you see little bits and pieces here and there.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm,
especially as the years, moved on, or we got more modernized, and we see how people operate outside of our culture and so on. We also learn, we see where the men learn from that too,
mm-hmm.
where they will say, yeah, go party, they might go a party, and the woman going to need a new
That's
frock
right.
and new shoes.
Yes, and they have to provide, and she's asking for it.
Hey, and what the hair did, me I forgot did me hair. Me need a hair did,
Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So
And you know that some men didn't think that they should be the ones to outfit her, you know.
that's
That that
true.
no- that that no, that wasn't a part of it. Him invite you out, and the
Yeah,
expectation is that you're gonna show up looking all hot and thing.
yeah.
But some of them were not cultured that way. That hey, if you're inviting her out, it would be nice if you offer to buy her a dress or buy her,
Hmm.
you know, her wig or what, you know, she go braid the hair, whatever the look is of the day.
Was it considered rude back then? I'm trying to remember. Was it considered rude for the woman to say that me not have enough, me not have a shoes, me not have enough frock, you can't have to go buy my shoes and frock, or me can't go out with you.
That's a good question, Jackie. I don't know or forward. Me no know it if
Forward, right? Because them are
Mhm.
gonna say, me ask the girl to go out with me, and she not even, she could ask me if I buy frock and shoes. I may have to go buy drinks when we reach at the place. You know, like
Mhm.
Eval, what were the men thinking then? Do you even know?
Yeah, he's coming on over.
Well, I was waiting for.
No, wait, come. No need to wait.
Let's see how this is. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning.
Good
So,
morning.
Jackie, the question you're asking is, how did the men think about a woman asking him to buy the frock if he invited her out? Correct.
Hmm.
Okay. So let me back up a little bit here. I grew up without a father in the house, so I didn't have a lot of experience in how money was being given to my mother. In fact, because my father died, so I mean, he was obviously not there. But
Right.
I learned, that well, even with my mother, this money was put aside for pay for my private lesson exam, or pay by the shoes coming up 3 months down the road. So money was kind of put aside in our tread bag. Remember the tread bag,
Yes.
our little
Yes.
hiding spot.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
it was being
Underneath
taken from
underneath the mattress.
in different places. But so yeah, so
Hmm.
that was money was identified for different things. Clearly, there was no credit card. I mean, whoa, that's way back when.
Then when I
So that
ask
wasn't
you what that, what you
right. That wasn't
talking
a thing.
about?
But here's what it is, Jackie. So I didn't grow up seeing that. So when I started inviting girls out, it was nowhere in my mind that if I invite them to go show, may I forgot get them money to buy a frock.
Hmm.
That was not a thing for me. All
So you
right.
just take her whatever way she
You just
show
said,
up. You better take her.
well, my kind of girls were kind of Chris looking girls. Said, I'm not going to show up,
Chris.
Chris.
Chris looking.
I'm not going to show up. Now, I would pay for us to go in.
Mhm.
And I know that there are some guys who would pay and go in and then gone in already. So when the girl come, she has to pay and come in for herself.
Oh
That's,
dear. Oh Lord.
that's another story. But yeah. So to be more direct to your question, so I had a conversation with my friend, one of my girlfriends back then. She was more rounded than me, and she told me, "Say, Eval, you're going like uptown boy." So me say, how you mean? And she said, what you mean? When you invite a girl to go dance, especially dance, you know, you have to have it in mind if you invite a girl to go dance, you have to have the money. You have to buy her a frock.
Hmm.
And you have to get her money to go to her hair.
Hmm.
And you have to get her money for maybe do her nails back then. I don't think nails was such
Then
a
for
big
you
thing.
know, with limited amount of cash, you
There
want
you
to
go.
after you do all of that, you can't even go buy her a drink when you reach to the place.
Exactly. So no, but so I learned that later, right? I mean, because as I just said a while ago, your demography was a big part of this. Where you grew up, I mean, the culture, the settings, the part of Kingston, because by then I had moved to Kingston. So the part of Kingston that you grew up in would determine. Me never really invite a girl to go dance.
Okay.
You know, a party, I guess, but dance was a different thing. We got street dance and a whole in a certain area, and what our friend them got did and so you have them have to look a certain way. So I never really had that. But I'd later learn that no man, you have to you have to have the money for if you invite a girl out, you have to consider having the money to buy a frock or buy her shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And then if the girl not get them things there, then it not go right at the end of the party, at the end of the
That
dance.
would be the last of it.
Right. So
That's the last of that.
so but
So, all right. So now it comes down to which one of the girls when you invite each of them, like every time you invite a girl, you have to do that, or or it's like a special girl. This is the one that you're dating, and this is an ongoing friendship, or whatever.
Well, confession. I like I just said about buying the frock. To me, that was not a thing for me at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I think it was more so a certain area, a certain.
Right. So maybe I should ask: is that expected? Like each person that you date, you have to provide the outfit. The man has to provide the outfit and everything. Because I didn't experience that.
No, it's not. It's not. In fact, it was not a thing for me. And you invite a girl out, especially like our first few times. You're definitely not thinking of doing that. I wasn't thinking of doing that. No.
Mm-hmm.
A girl get herself together and dress up and come and you tell her, boy, you look nice. You know, really ask, oh, she buy the frock, you just know that she look nice. Or,
welcome, Sharon.
Her hair is well did.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
And they have to look like Sharon's, Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
So morning, Sharon.
Yeah.
I had to reach out because some of these things yours truly. Hey,
sorry to be tardy to the party.
Yeah.
But me never get the frock on time. Me just get it.
We're glad you get it in time.
Them just fly the gate. So here I am.
I know what that means. That's a big part of it because some of us guys would invite a girl out and go late. Because we are waiting till them fly the gear, so we don't have to pay if we go in. So that's the thing too.
That's a broke pocket date.
Yeah, some of us were broke. Some of us were broke. Well,
that's talking about having champagne taste and beer money.
There you go. So Jackie, the part of my coming in now was that I had an experience. I mean, I started credit card was a thing, in current times. So my thing was like, here is the credit card. But there was a situation where the lady said, I'm jokingly perhaps, but she would like, oh, so where the money if you go market, and where the money if you do me here, and where the money if you do.
Well, and pause. You put down a credit card. Remember, the credit card now replaces all those different segments of money that we talked about earlier.
Exactly. So that's
the person was still asking for money for different things.
Maybe because they were used to seeing their father putting down Satideh Mawnin for, this of a market, this of the Pickney them, this of so on, so on, so.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is like, here's the credit card.
Right.
I have a clue about money for this, money for that, money for that. Like I said, my mother, I didn't experience that growing up. My mother was a single woman.
Right.
And did what she had to do. So yeah, it became a thing where, yeah.
That must have been a joke because, to ask for money apart from getting a card that can cover almost anything, I think that probably was a little unconscionable.
Well,
what say you, Sharon?
Yeah.
Well, it has to be an understanding between the parties.
Mm-hmm.
In my experience, but I've only had one boyfriend. But
you're a one man girl.
Yes.
One burner.
But It was a one and done. But seriously, seeing how my like my mother had that experience, which she related to us very early in life. She would say, your father would have make sure say, she was looking fancy because she was, my mother was, some people grew up with a mother who was right out the gate in church and prior mother. My mother was not that. My grandmother was that. My mother was not that. She was a hot girl. She would go out and she would, party hearty and things of that nature. I remember seeing her, what I used to admire, which I've said more than once on this show. She was very fashion forward. She used to wear she had a very good head of hair, but she would wear like a half head wig, so she would have the little coif going on, and then the bun at the back, and she was always,
well coiffed.
she was always
girl.
Yeah, man. That is why even when she was in the nursing home here, we made sure she was, she had mani pedi, just nice. The nurse would say, you have the best nails in this establishment. We made sure we kept her up because she was used to that. But she had told us that's what our father did. He made sure that she looked good. But coming back to the original conversation, Jackie, I know I heard you say, well, is it an expectation that you would buy, you're going out with this girl, you buy her stuff, whatever. But if you were going steady with the person, if you were what they call serious about each other, you're in a relationship and you're going to step out. It's not every time you're going to say you're going to buy, but if it's an occasion, you might have your staff party, you might have somebody wedding, you might have my mother that say I met. You have a big met to go to. You will make sure the person look good. You're not going to invite them and leave them up to their own devices, particularly if you know the person who don't afford to come up like that. You would be expected. And then again, if you're the person who's going steady, then you're not going to committed relationship. So you gotta make sure that she have what she needs to look good. Want no moment.
Right, because if him going dress up and look good, him going want him girl to look good too. So he's going to.
Right, but that comes when in a committed relationship.
So so Sharon, would you say does where a man grow up shape how he gives?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely. Because if he had the example of his father coming home as the provider, most in my circle, well, my grandfather, there were old people raising me, so I don't have the experience of seeing him go out and come back in. My father was not in the household, but from what I gather, and even by virtue of my uncles and my mother sending money to my grandparents, it would come. I would be the one to open the mail. The monies would be in the household, and my grandmother and my grandfather would sit there and he would say, all right. My grandmother's name was Sarah, but he called her Seer. And I say, all right, Seer, how we are going to do this? So she said, okay. And they would both say, put that down for that, put that down. Was still, both of them did it. But based on, even I had two male cousins who were raised with me as well. And based by them seeing, we call her grandfather Daddy, all of us call him Daddy. Based on us seeing Daddy, give mom the preference to say, all right, share, this is the money, do it however you please. And she would always give him a little money for his pocket. Give him some spending money. If you know whatever he wants to buy, this is just spending money. If you go down on the street, you want to buy him used to call soda. And that's him, want to buy a pint of cola. So she would say, all right, you have your little money, you have to come and he would give that money to her to run the household. So as opposed to sectioning off the money and saying, this is for that, this is for that, this is for that, he would give her a lump sum, that the lump sum would be handed by her, and then she would then allocate the utility bills. We never paid rent and things like that. But this is food money and stuff like that. So my cousin saw that where the mom would be the one to say, okay, we're gonna spend this and that, and so
right. So she would do the budgeting
The budget.
She get a lump sum. She get a lump sum of money, and that's what I was saying before you came in. I was saying to Lady D that my grandmother didn't work outside the household, but she would have her little side hustle. But that was a cultural thing for even though the men would go out and work in the farm, the women would still have their little side hustle and make 2 pink on top and 2 drops and 2 sell and make like a ice, put in a fridge and sell ice because not everybody had ice in the district.
Yes,
I'm just learning about pink on top.
Oh, sure.
I don't know. I never knew what pink on top when Jackie said that, but it's grater cake.
Sure. Yeah, the white grater cake with the pink on top.
With the pink on top.
Depends on where you come from. You call it.
Yes, like how some people call dukuno something else.
Yes, them call it kaya leaf.
Kaya leaf, blue jaws, dukuno, and there's another name that I heard from St. Thomas.
Oh, that's the 3 names I know.
Yeah, they call it something different in St. Thomas. Yeah.
Well, you had these women who were Proverbs 31 women who although they were, well, I mean, I have to speak from a grandparent perspective. They were past the age of working and helping with the household finances, but they would still do stuff to ensure that monies, kept coming in. My grandmother used to go. She had a coal. She said she used to call it the coal hole. She had a coal skin that she would very frequently burn coal, and people would come and buy coal. That was her little thing on the side.
Yes.
But bringing it come to, like now where you have professional women in the household. You do have couples who they would decide, okay, the woman wouldn't work, because couples who decide to have their children all together, like they just want to have them bam, 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 and done, and so it makes sense economically for the woman to stay home and take care, because childcare is very expensive in this country. So you'd prefer to stay or wherever, quality childcare. So you would say, all right, I will be the breadwinner and you stay home. But then again, you have couples who they decide to go work outside of the home. And so the woman is an equal partner. Sometimes the woman is even making more than the man.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen instances where, although the woman is making money, she still expects the man to foot everything, and her money is sacred. I don't know how they come to that conclusion. Like the man is the money man.
That's true.
He has to fund a lot of stuff, and sometimes he's funding stuff unbeknownst to him.
Yes.
Like I mentioned, the sweetheart money.
Yeah, but also I was well, that's another avenue. But I was working. This guy used to work with me. He's Puerto Rican and the woman Jamaican. And this man was working. He worked 2 jobs consistently. And some things, after a while, he would come to me and he would ask me, what does this mean? Because he would hear her say some things in the house. She was like filing for everybody. She had him sponsoring. She had him all over the place. So he had to maintain a certain amount of salary. His salary had to be a specific amount. And then her money was like never seen.
That's unconscionable. I find that to be selfish.
Although I'd never met her, she made me ashamed because she was of my ethnicity and background. So I felt a little bit cute because he would confide in me. And one time he would come and he said, "What is file for?" Because she said something about we filing for. But she wouldn't even bring him into her confidence and say, "This is what it means."
Lord. Yes.
So you do have times when the money is used for an ATM. I was just listening to, in the day, I listened to some of the Jamaican radio stations, and Mellow FM had one of the young ladies that have an afternoon show. She was just, she had that as a topic of interest discussion this week, where the woman, she was not married to the man, but they were in a long, were they married? I don't remember if they were married, but they were in a long relationship. I think they were married, because when he got, I think they were married. When he got married to her, her daughter was 6 years old, and she never had children for him. But he took the child as his child, raised finance college, finance everything, bought her a car after college. And now that the child is getting married, who he considers also to be his daughter, now that he's getting married, all of a sudden, a biological father just
Mm-hmm.
she heard them discussing that he's the one who's going to walk her down the aisle.
Oh,
And he, mind you, he's footing the
the
stepfather.
bills, everything. Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's footing the bill for the catering.
Mm-hmm.
He said, how we found out they were having a meeting, like a family meeting,
Mm-hmm.
to say who is doing what. And all
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden, we realized even the menu was planned. He is allergic to several things, all of which is on the menu. The biological father is walking her down the aisle. The
Mm-hmm.
program is planned for yeah, the program is planned for 3 father-daughter dances, none
What?
of which will be with him. So I don't want to go too far into that discussion, but he called in to say he feels like he was just an ATM.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which
you
is
do have
Right.
fair.
so you do
Which
have
is
some
fair.
instances where some
That's
women are,
selfish.
yeah, man, you have some women who consider themselves to be kept women, and they expect to be catered to all the time.
But
Every occasion they must be catered to. They must be dressed head to toe. The
but
hair.
this is a money topic, that we're talking about. When you think about it, the women too learn. They learn that behavior from somewhere.
Yes.
And their mother, they could have seen the mother doing the
Mm-hmm.
same thing.
Yes,
So they
yes,
just follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Yeah.
So this is coming from somewhere, and I think they have to change that mindset because I think that's
yes.
selfish.
That's a
You
bad
you know
example.
you wouldn't want somebody to treat you like an ATM.
It's a
Yes.
bad example. You may say it's a bad example, but it
Mhm.
is so real
Yes.
because
Yes.
when people come into relationships, again, I can say that my grandmother, so daddy, my grandmother, we would get money coming from overseas, and then my grandfather would do his part, of course, as her husband. But invariably, would you see daddy? I didn't see daddy giving her the money, but I know she would get money. And she's the one who would say, "You're Denise, you're going out to Chapelton Figure Market," or she put on school fee, all of those things I saw. But based on how we're discussing this aspect of the topic here now, it tells you that what you learn in the home, it becomes your learned behavior. So
hmm
if you're, and girls, we mimic a lot, we mirror a lot from our mothers,
hmm
Yes.
right? Anything we see mommy do from we little, if she have a shoes that we like, we put we foot in it and we prancing around.
Yeah.
We even try put on little nail polish before time. We want just look like mommy. So if they saw or heard how she operates, it's the same thing she's gonna carry over.
Yeah, yeah. It might be dysfunctional, but they think
Yeah.
it's normal.
But they
Has
think
been
it's
normalized.
normal. And
Yeah,
until somebody call you out on it, you
you
may
don't.
they'll resist
Mm-hmm.
because now we are thinking of it. The topic is really a broad one. We
Mm-hmm.
are saying the
Yes.
days when the men would come and put the money down. But
Hmm.
it's the demand that follows that.
Right.
Because if he knows that, if he was taught, say, hey, you must provide for your woman, right? And he says, all right, here are the basic needs. He
Mm.
may not have been thinking about the frock, the boot, none of that. He's more concerned
Hmm.
about making sure
Because
everybody
sometimes
healthy.
when she finish, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when she finish, buy the little food and buy the little kerosene all because them never have to pay light bill, them never have light. Buy
Mm,
two piece of cold little food at the market. She
right.
don't have any money to buy the cloth to make the dress.
Right. And sometimes that becomes a stressful situation because she feels like she's not looking her best, and
Mm.
most of them never worked,
Yeah.
these women. So they had to literally be waiting on what she can maybe pinch out of what she gets.
Yeah.
every week.
Mm-hmm.
But then, here comes the modern life, the urban life, where, you have your bank card
Oh
and
yeah.
all of that. No. So welcome everybody. If you're just chiming in, it's market money, Pickney money, or the credit card.
Yeah. And that credit card situation there, you have it's blind faith. You have to know who you're just handing
Hello,
it.
blind faith is right. Thank you for the terminology, dear. Sharing the blind faith, because we did say that sometimes when we go shop and they give us the card, they may give you in good faith, right? You are to
They
get,
usually do. They
yeah,
usually do.
in good
But I,
faith.
but I don't think it ought to be done just so. And
Mhm,
you have, that's what I'm saying. It all goes back to if you're in a committed relationship. If the future matters to both of you, your future together
mhm,
matters to both of you, because we can both be in the same boat and it look like we are both rowing.
mhm.
But you might be making holes while I am rowing.
Yes.
We are row for keep afloat, and you are make holes for sink with.
Mhm,
You know
mhm.
what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
Sometimes you see cases even on the TV, court cases come up where the guy gave the person the card one time and say, well, go get
Yeah.
such, and the person just probably write off the information off of the card, and
All
and
them yes.
and even if they return it, they're still using the thing. Or he said, all right, hold one and I keep the other one. And
Mhm,
if you don't keep tabs on it,
mhm.
the gate is wide open, and before you know it, you owe everybody and their mother, and you
Yeah.
can't
mm-hmm.
claim it
And
because
you're right. If you're not
And what it
keeping
was
track
supposed
of
to,
it.
right, what it was supposed to be used for in the beginning was still not done.
So, you
exactly.
say to yourself,
No.
so fine. So here is now the modern man who is caught in that kind of situation. Because if you are in a committed relationship and you say, I trust her, and you give her the card, and you're not tracking your card,
Hmm.
me no know what go on to me right here. So it sounds like when you're in a church and the word lick you.
Eh, they say if you can't say amen, say ouch.
Or you're grown. You're grown in the spirit.
You're grown.
But it's true. So here now you find that some men is either they say, well, they may pull out the money and give you
Mhm.
because there's a break in trust after some time.
Yeah.
Why? And you wondered, so why now people do that, right? Why we overextend a privilege
Hmm.
like that, not realizing that when you pull out what was not discussed, what was not agreed upon,
Mm-hmm.
it have to go back in there. You, the woman, don't have no plans to give back anything.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
But the same way Papa will then come in and allocate the money or give the lump sum to grandma or mama and say, take care of the pitting them uniform, take care of this. You must know what to do with this, buy a little food and pay a little bill, light bill and whatever. When you're handing your card to somebody, I think you should say, you have a certain amount to spend and that's as much as you can spend on that card, off
Mm-hmm.
of that card.
Yeah, man.
So
You
you
need to have some. Listen. You need to have some specifications,
Yeah,
because
some boundary or guidelines.
yeah, you can say you have a certain amount to spend on the card, and you might tell them the dollar amount. That's how much you're going to spend on the card, and in your
Mm-hmm.
mind, that means you're going to spend that over a period of time. While the person may say, "Well, me can't spend that today."
Mm-hmm.
All it takes is about 2 hours in a mall, and you're done. You're done.
Super.
You buy this, you buy that, you buy everything. You lay your eyes on that tickle your fancy, because people think that credit card money is free money. It's gonna come back
Yes.
and bite you in the butt.
Yeah, for peer.
you're gonna have to pay my husband would just say you have to go pay she and the whole lady when you're done.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not free money. So just giving your card like that, you have to first to begin with. I don't think if you're not in a marriage where things matter and where you have laws, because if it comes up to anything and you're in a community state law where that law applies, debt and stuff can be spread out between both of you. But if you are not in a state where that is a thing, and you just give your cards, so you can't then come back and say, well, you know, I have a leg to stand on, because you pluck it out and say, where it is, the world is your oyster. Go out here and do what you. And you also have to know that if you are dealing with somebody who is high maintenance, you have some guys who love a woman who is high maintenance, and you keep them basket higher than where you it. If you have to keep in to
Stone
reach
at throw, who it a lick? Boof. Who the stone a lick?
if you have a high maintenance woman, you know, you can't. You have some women who are frugal, and God bless the women who are frugal. Just like when the talents were given, and they say, you get 10, and me come back, and you get 10 more. And you have something you get, and when they have nothing to show for it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have women who I've heard it all. Believe me, I have acquaintances and friends. I've heard it all. They will find say after a while the woman is not cooking, and you will be eating out and no questions asked. And when Bill come and Bill knock you over, you say, but wait, when the older said, then what? Where we did go around, so and we did go around, so we did, where did it come from?
That's right, Sherdsy.
You have to be on the same wavelength.
Yes.
That is a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Both with credit card and both with household money. If remember that scenario, Jackie, several shows back, maybe a good 2 years now, where we talk about, I forgot what the topic was, but the woman went to shop for children for back to school and go play with the 3 card man. The man
Oh yes, and all of the money.
Yes, and I was telling you about the lady that used the whole $800 right at the bus stop where I was standing.
Yeah,
and then trip her.
And that was the money, and that you can't pick the money.
And that's gross irresponsible behavior.
Yes, exactly. I was standing right there.
Yeah,
exactly.
So let's pop in the I see Polanco,
in the chat.
Yeah, hey Polanco passed by, man. And Charlesy's here. Morning, Charlesy. She's saying, bless, good morning. Sister Douglas passed by too. Hey, Sister Douglas. Morning. My girl Minty. Yes, Lord. Another interesting topic. Yes, Minty, good morning. King just happened to roll by. He's saying good morning to everyone. He was all over the town. That's a good thing.
I wonder we can hardly see him.
Yeah, he's saying greetings to CEO. And he's yes, thank you, King. How I look? I guess I look spiffy. And of course, co-producer in the back office is saying, hello. And he says now, as for our Madam Ambassador, looking like a news reader. Your news anchor this morning.
Hey.
Sister Jack's looking younger by the day.
Oh, Jesus, Master.
Everybody, take the compliment, Jackie, no say nothing more.
Thank you.
Things have changed. Right. Some females these days want to know what a guy drive before she deal with a guy. Yes, Papa. My cousin Callie in England. Good morning, Cal. Children learn from their environment. Absolutely, man. Yes, hence what we are dealing with today. Okay, we're reminding you, please share with us in the chat if you have had. So, when we're having these conversations, we invite you to share. Your father used to put down money for mama to go do the food and the shopping and to buy your clothing and anything else that was needed. What did you see growing up as males? And women, you can share if you saw it. But we're really saying, here is what has happened over time. Men give their woman money and what they do with it, pretty much.
Exactly.
Because some have managed to pinch, and sometimes the husband know that him not give much, and when him see what she come back with, because
Yeah.
some women are really good
Let me tell you a
with that.
story.
1 minute, Jackie. Let's finish. Jaxie's reaching out to Ryan. Callie says all the money finish even before the paycheck come.
Before the paycheck come.
Mhm. Good morning, Jackie. She says good morning. Yeah, morning to you. And Jack says what now? Blessings, welcome all. Okay. And Evala tease me. My lovely wife no know the runnings. All right, that's very good. Callie, some women feel they are entitled to spend as they wish because of what they are putting in the relationship.
Well,
That's another matter right there now. Ryan says, no, no, no. Me not telling you, it's up to you because I know what to do. All right. Yeah, yeah. I know some brothers who women have to take care of.
yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I
That's
thought I
true.
drive is a horse and carriage. What if the mom is Mr. Mom and stay home? Should he get money? Okay.
He
Mm-hmm.
should he
Well,
should get he should get
Well,
pocket money.
he should get money at home and do all the things that the woman would have done if she
done.
was the one who was home.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you know what? In cases like that, the man is Mr. Mom, because that is nothing to shake a stick at. You have some
Yes.
men who stay home and take care of the children for one reason or another. Like I said, in some cases, the woman makes more sense for the man to stay home with the children. If they agree upon a period of time to say, well, you're gonna stay home for 2 years till they can go to pre-K or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
you know
Mm-hmm.
you have and I would implore women, I'm going to say it again, I would implore women, don't emasculate the men them. If they're not the one working and you go out and you only for pay for something, squeeze the man the money, make him pay for it. Make the
Mhm.
the man that take care of things, not because you have the word, or because are your well, not your money, but you're the income earner and you are
Mm-hmm.
bringing the bacon. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Mhm.
When you're gonna go out, before you get there, or in case you forget, you reach, especially if you are in, well, whether it's a single date with just you guys, or if you're double dating, you're in a group setting, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Slide him the card, quick under the table, some kind of way. So that when time come for your pay, him can knock him pocket and set, so nobody nothing know say.
Okay, well, my sister.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Instead of just reaching over him and paying, because you have some women who will wave at a big stick to say, oh, I do this thing. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
two-way street. It's even worse for a man, because if a man is paying for a woman, then we are the softer, we are the weaker vessel. So we just
Mm-hmm.
sit there and we just say, yeah, the man pays. But when the shoe is on the other foot and for some reason he can't pay, like Eval is asking, that's what I'm addressing. When he said,
Mm-hmm.
should he get money?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you don't embarrass him by you taking out and paying or whatever. Let him still do the paying.
Right.
It's coming out of, where the funds are coming out of. Just still big him up then. No make him
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, me now work, and whatever the case might be.
Yes,
Even
because
if
it
the children
it
are
can
in
become
and just down
unpleasant.
on him look. What if him get laid off, or whatever the case may be, company close, whatever.
Yes.
You have to be mindful of that, because
So
no
this
matter.
is where the conversation, some of these things should be discussed before.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
granted, you have people who can say, yeah, you have people who can say, yes, man, if anything, work me with chipping. But like we did our podcast the other day where we were talking about things you need to address before, because there are people who will jump up while you're talking and things are all nice. Will
Mhm,
say, oh yeah, man, I can chip in and take care of you. But if you don't observe their temperament and all them kind of stuff there, when
mhm.
that happens is another story.
Yeah.
you're gonna see unfolding where they become just mean.
My granny, that's it. That make you feel like you're all clot. Yeah, that's it. You might treat the man like him a all clot.
Yes, yes. But market money, Pickney money, or the credit card. Share your comments with us. We would like to hear from you. And as you're watching, if you have not yet liked this podcast that we're on, click the little thumbs up, like it. And if you are not a subscriber, remember there's no cost to it. Please subscribe. Just subscribe and you'll get all our broadcasts when we go live. So please, we ask you to do that. Something is sweeting Mr. Eval Green over here. He's just laughing and telling you to teach them
Oh,
Shernsey.
Lord.
But it is an interesting topic that we are on. You know, you would think it is comical at the onset because yes,
No,
father,
it's
man,
serious.
but it is serious.
Yeah.
Um,
It can make or break the relationship. A lot of relationships go, asunder because of finances.
mhm, mhm.
You
And
know,
there's also too, is the card a sign of trust or a sign of control if you find that that becomes a part of the whole relationship thing.
yeah, yeah. And as you said that, I used to work with this guy, and he would look at his account when he got married, Jewish guy. When he got married, and they started sharing everything. He would look at his account almost on the hour, every hour on the hour.
Mhm.
He would look at the bank account. He would look at, and I said to him, I said, what has changed within the hour?
Mhm.
But he was concerned. The marriage was,
Mhm.
and I mean, they've been married now for many years, thank God. But he was concerned that she would, or he was guarded that she would
Mhm.
go splurge on whatever.
Mhm.
I think they had, because I remember one time, I remember so vividly, because usually him look and him chill out and him all right. But one
Mhm.
day, them would say, get your hackles up. And I said, what happened? No. And she had gone to the Gap and made purchases,
Mhm.
which to me was not no astronomical amount. And it was a sale. And he was most upset.
Okay.
So you do have some men who will look and they will give the card, but they will monitor. So
Mhm.
they need to pull the strings. They need to put a pause on the card. Because now everybody have their app on the phone. You can just pause the card if you want, and it can't be used again until you
Mm.
unpause it and all that stuff. So
Oh,
yes, so
yes.
sometimes and it makes sense to do that.
Mhm.
Because if the gate wide open and the horse a gallop out, you can catch it before it gone too far,
Right.
and it's you can't pull it back
So
because
here King is saying, well, for me, I think a woman should have access to money the moment I'm gonna be living with a woman. She needs access to money. That means he believes in taking care of her and her needs. We need to remember women do not like to ask.
Exactly. Some way I like
Yeah.
ask.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
we
here
would
comes
do hope
Ralphie.
that the men know that they should be the ones to
yeah,
provide for
as
the
my husband just come on. I remember when we were. I think I may have been, Lord, how old I was. Maybe you might remember. I think I may have been 17 or 18. And him just come and take me and say, "Me I put your name in my bank book."
look
No,
there.
bank book time. And the funny thing is, I found the bank book the other day. I was looking for something and I found the bank book. And I said, look at this. I was very young. He said, "Come here, put your name in my bank book if you," because back then there was no credit card. You had to go in and do the withdrawal
Right.
deposits. And he was Workers Bank. I think Market Street in Amobi, and he took me and put my name on there. And so if me downtown or me feel like me want something, he said,
Yes.
go and go get that thing.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
there.
when
Sure.
when
And
you
the
have,
one they don't make again.
I think they make, but you have to look in them with flashlight. You have to search. But that was based on how he was raised.
How he was raised.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
based on how he was raised. So how you were raised has a lot to do with how,
Of
because
course.
the person who
Yeah,
didn't have,
yeah.
or who observed their father being, because men can also be.
My brothers operate. My
Mhm.
brothers operate in that way where they take care of their women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of my brothers can go out and buy a dress, a fancy dress or something for his girl.
Mhm.
You know, and they take a lot from me, like, Asha will look at how I dress, or he'll compliment me. I love that dress a bit, and and he would see his girl in something like that, and they take a lot of lessons.
And that's nice. I remember
Yeah.
when my husband had bought me the dress for my high school graduation and ball. Remember when you have graduation ball? By the time my mother said, I'm going to send you, I said, oh, he got me the dress already. Dress and shoes,
Aye.
I
Sure.
Dress and shoes. And
Yes.
and
Like that.
my mother was more so upset. She said, I want to go. I want to go on, yes, sir. But he was very old fashioned, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
yeah.
because he knew that, chances are she would have had to send it from here to Jamaica for me at the time. It might not come in time. It was a lot of
Mm-hmm.
support, and you're getting excited to go and graduate and all. And
You see,
this
Lord, no, here we go. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have to post Ralphie comment. Hear him over, yes or no?
what he said.
Oh, Lord. Welcome, everyone. Good to have you. So Ralphie said, my money is my wife money. Chat boat.
Oh.
And Charles, it says, if the woman is irresponsible, you have to put a stopgap on the card.
Very much.
Yes. Because it's unfair, if a man works, and some of them work hard, and yes, they know their responsibility. But if you're going to take the card and just abuse it, I
Yeah.
don't think that's right.
Mm-mm.
You have no conscience. I don't think that's right. The next thing, here comes King. The next thing that I need to understand. Number one, do not ask a woman too much question. Do not ask a woman too much question. Don't talk about what you say she do yesterday. Women do not like those things.
Ah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So here is another one question coming from co-producer. Should a man date if he's not financially able?
Of course, him can date after I'm not dead. You have high hopes, but look,
There you go.
dating. We have had. I have to still draw back on my experiences, because there have been times when, in the past, when my husband and myself, we didn't have money to date. We didn't have money for go. I mean, even you're married, you have to still date. So I'm not downplaying it. You have to still date. We didn't have money to go to a sit down dinner.
Mhm.
What you think our date was? We make a little something from the yard, walk with it. Where I could carry, we dry. We like to sit where water is. We would go up somewhere, up in probably Connecticut, right here, so or the place in Glen Island or somewhere where you can have a nice little view. I would have buy 2 ice cream cone,
And that would be good.
And that would be it. That would be it. We don't have it. But you left the yard, you get a little breeze out. We used to call it, we have got breeze out. You see, we put on clothes and we gone. You don't know which part we gone. Because city I'll eat one plate of food for the tour because we not afford it.
There
So
you go.
you can still date. You can even run boat. The tour can't run a boat. And that's when you can see if this person is for you or not, because they can see
Yes.
you.
Through the thick and thin.
Through the thick and thin. When it becomes enough, they would have already been there through the thick and
Of
thin. But if
course.
you only want to wait until you can lavish, you
Mm-hmm.
might never go anywhere, or it might take you a while, I would say, to get to
But
where.
here the deal. You see, in recent times now, say you have friends, because friends also will influence you, you know. And
Yeah, all the
if it is known that you are dating a guy and him not have it much, you know that people will start to stress you,
time. Mm-hmm,
because they don't see down the road. What they're looking at is now.
mm-hmm,
So they are not saying, okay, well, he may have, let's use potential. You have to enact that,
mm-hmm,
but you
mm-hmm.
know, he may have, excuse me. Hmm. But he may have great potential, but right now him not have it, and you see something in him, so you are talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
You maybe life hit him along the way, but I agree with you, because sometimes we are looking for the ready done.
Yeah, and even as immigrants, sometimes a person has a job. My husband had never worked for anybody before he came to this country. They had their
Mhm.
own family business. He never worked for anybody. I used to worry. I said, "Lord have mercy, what's going to happen?" He never worked for anybody. He was educated. He could do any job. He was qualified for several jobs. He never worked for anybody before he came here. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So sometimes you come into a situation where you are new. You're brand spanking new. Most of us came here, you're probably working already. You had your profession. You come here, you got to start from scratch.
Mhm.
Somebody may see you and they plan nothing right now. But because you just come, you have to put your roots down. You got to find out.
Mhm.
A lot of people come here and they are underemployed. They just take something just so you have something for go while you're looking for something else. So if somebody just come on the scene, I would like to cause aspersions and say, oh, have he might have more than one degree or
Yes.
potential, whether you have a skill set, you work with your hands or whatever, or you of a formal education, but
Mhm.
the person don't know and they just come and see you just do whatever. Because
Mhm.
you get
Oops.
you know what I mean? So
Yes.
sometimes you have to really see who is really there for you when you're doing the stepping stone moments. That is why people not supposed to just talk things they don't know. And even if you have friends that you value their opinion, you still have a mindset of your own where, like you said, Lady D, you're talking to the person on a different level. So you see them have
Mhm.
potential. And they decide you're going to work with them while the other person just the here and now. If him can't hear go Sammy's, then you are
Right.
not do nothing. And you,
Mhm.
you might have the one where we care about Sammy's, but if we turn it on in a heartbeat,
Absolutely, Sherns, you're right.
you got to
Sure,
pick.
Yeah.
Sure, I have to come in there because I hear you speak in my language.
Mhm,
Yes, some of us brothers did very well back home.
mhm,
Had the big job, all of that, and
mhm,
then you come here, and it's like, oh my lord, I have to go move garbage around the corner.
mhm.
Now, my question was that, is it okay to date if you're not financially able? Because here you are now, you're doing what you're doing only because of what you can do right now. But some women will definitely say, no, you're not up to par, you're not up to bill because you're not doing the kind of job or earn the kind of money that they want you to be earning. But you in yourself know that there was a time, man, me I draw down big money and me I, big job and all that kind of stuff. Does that now put you on hold because the culture that you're in now, the job you are doing, scrapping around, really is not arguing well for you? So this was my question: do you date then, and how do you impress a woman who would know you then when you were all of that is just now seeing you scrapping around?
Well, the only person who can put you on hold is yourself. And
Mm.
don't be your own self best advocate.
Mhm.
Don't impress nobody. Be yourself. You see the person. What was it? You remember in coming to America when Akeem, the guy, he was a prince. He was an actual prince, and he was working at McDonald's.
Right.
Mhm.
You remember?
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
And you do have some persons who pretty much pretty much what they would do is they would want you to impress them. If you don't want to impress them, we let them go. Everybody feel vibes and connection. So why should I be throwing flowers I don't have at your feet? First, to begin with, you need to earn it. That's the number one thing. And the other thing is that if you're gonna put me down at the get, as they would say, at the jump, at the beginning, because of what I have or the lack thereof, then you're not for me, because then you're gonna force me to jump through hoops to upkeep a facade that you have created that I had no intentions of getting involved in. That is why I'm saying sometimes you see some guys, and I've actually, like, I've worked with a lot of guys that are men. I see them as them say a true can for woman. And I've had to say to them, look, she's out of your league. Some women, them Gucci down, everything, them wearing them whole paycheck. We used to work 2 blocks away, 3 blocks away from Macy's. I said they're wearing them paycheck on their body right now, between the pocketbook, the bag, the belt, the coat, the accoutrements, all the. I said you don't afford it. If you can't go on store and buy the knockoff, or if it's not even the knockoff, because I remember one young lady said to me, she had just seen me. It was my first job. I was very young, 20s. And she just liked me. She was born here of Jamaican parents. And she said to me, I'm going to take you under my wing. She just looked at me, she just said, I'm going to take you under my wing. And I had already been working at the firm for like 2 years plus before she came. But she liked me. Me and her friends still know. Big up Anne. She moved to Florida, right? And my mother would influence how I dressed a lot, because, she bring me here and she carried me to fair stores and all of that. And she said one day, she said, I know this, you like such and such. I said, I don't read, my mother. And she said, no, man, wing. And she said, you don't carry your clothes. You don't let your clothes carry you. She said, you carry your clothes. So she said, you might have an expensive top and a little cheap bottom or the, but she said, you step out and you carry your clothes. You know what I mean? So you have to be frugal and know when you can dip and spend, or when you splurge, or when you can pull back. Because otherwise, the way the society is set up, it will eat you alive. It will eat you alive.
Yeah.
That's dying paupers, and they only can tell you about their heyday because them spend it off.
Yeah. So, Jackie, what is your take on that, Jackie? I mean, what are women looking for now if a man is not, financially powerful, and can you see it all over him? The car he drives, what he wears. Where do you tell the young lady to look these days? How do you do that?
I asked my son that question the other night. We were having a conversation, my sister and her husband and myself, we were talking, and I called my son. I said, what are women looking for nowadays? And we were saying that a lot of young men nowadays do not have a girlfriend. And it's by choice. They decide not to have a girlfriend. So I wanted to find out the real reason why. I do understand that, some other things play a part in that. But he said that, for one, the women now are the aggressors. And they are not, how did he put it? They are promiscuous. That was one of the main things. They're not committed to any one person. And the only thing they're committed to is money. And it's hard to find a woman who is like from our mindset. So it's going to take them, and that's why they decide as men to stay by themselves. And you also have women, the young women nowadays, who will stay by themselves because nobody's committed to anybody.
Wow.
No, we were committed to build. We were committed to build. So whether you had something, yes or no, if you saw that person had ambition and there was a potential that you could build something, we would work with it. I mean, I don't know, Terrence probably can back me up here, I don't know, but we would come together and we'd say, okay, we can do this together, and we can build from here and make a life together. But they're not committed to do that nowadays. You have to come ready.
I think a girl nowadays is like first thing she
ready. You
want
have
to
to be
know.
shelf ready.
Right, shelf ready.
Ready made.
A girl nowadays, like first thing is like what you drive, you know, kind of thing.
Right. Because it's all about the look. They don't even think about how you're going to feed yourself tomorrow or how you're going to pay the bills tomorrow.
Well, I'll tell any woman who is that superficial, bid them a fond farewell from the job. Just bid them a fond farewell. Just say, let's be friends. Seriously. Just you know,
Exactly.
look, everybody you know, you have your standards, and I'm not beating anybody down for their standards. Whatever your standard you set for yourself, that's what it is. Because I have also had to speak to young women and say, take it down a notch. Because they will say, well, I have to have 2 degrees. I have to have a degree in such and such. I have to have a Benz. I may be my type, that this. And I said to them, while you're looking for that, while that is on your list, what are you bringing?
Right.
I said, can you make a good soup? I said, if he's sick, you know, if you make fish tea, do you know if you iron? If the cleaners can't do it, can you iron? Can you wash?
And you're right, you know, Sharon, because I see some young woman and I have to say, what happened to your iron?
I say young men who have women and then come out and say, well, and the woman don't know if iron the shirt crushed up.
Look, man, I remember my manager, my first manager, Joe Ferrenti. That man come at work, shirt pushing up pants, crushed like a callaloo. He have him on in sleeve cuff and the shirt crushed like so you take it and roll it up, so. And I said, Joe, what happened? He said, oh, my wife was mad at me, and you know, she didn't
and he can't do it himself.
And he cannot do it himself. And likewise, a young man, he's now a doctor. That boy stayed on the job and studied for to become a doctor. And he's a very, very, very good doctor right now. But he wanted, because all them keep in touch with me, all have mercy. We have a whole group that's people I used to work with from God knows them. But anyway, he had said to Miss Brown, you know, I want a Jamaican girlfriend. And I said, why she have to be Jamaican? He said, no, because, you know, look at you and you're Jamaican and this and that and da. And he finally, a young lady, and the funny thing, the girl came from Moko. When she came to the job, I had never met anybody from Moko. When she came to this job, and we were talking, she actually was fresh from London because they had sent her there to be raised, but she had grown up and born in Clarendon. And I said, what part of Clarendon? She said, Moko. I had to beg her pardon and laugh about 5 minutes. So that was always a running joke. You come from
Moko is not fictitious at all. It's a journey.
Yeah, and anyway, so he started, very beautiful girl. He started dating her and stuff. And them are going and within maybe a good 6 months, it a fizzle. And him looked discontent. She was working there, he was working there, but different departments, different floors. And I said, what happened? And he said, she don't cook.
Oh.
He said, here I am willing to try out recipes. I want to get some oxtails and rice and peas. And I said, let's cook. And she looked at me and she said, oh, I don't cook. He said, well, how come you don't cook? And you know, so his whole thing just fell apart. And he's not Jamaican, mind you, but he fell in love with the culture, the food, and he wanted a wife who was from there, so he could, get engrossed in the thing. And she just blew his bubble. She just fizzled him out altogether. So everybody have them little standards. But I tell the girls, I must say, learn how to keep house. Make sure you can make bed. Make sure you can entertain mother-in-law and all them things. You can't just marry the man, so you can't do nothing. Them all carry your back.
Carry back in a wheelbarrow, come put on at the yard gate. Just not dump her out at the yard gate.
and yet you want him to come with everything, and you don't have nothing to come. It's
don't have nothing to offer. Exactly.
There you go. Yeah. So can we speak to? I'm sorry. Can we now speak to the 50-50 relationship where the man say I put on half the rent and the woman have to do the rest? I mean, where's that going?
Well, it should not be so, in my opinion. Money should be pooled and things should be paid from the money. And like say the rent at 450, I just say, watch out. Me at 225, you call me 225. If you're not shacking up,
Right.
and I'm not for shacking up, but if you're shacking up to see if I know people who are married and then they have to shack up first because they want to see if the person, and then and dwell together in unity, and then decide to shack. So if that's what you're doing and you want to do it, so fine. But if you're married and you're going to come to me, well, first to begin, me, I would marry if you come to me and say you want 50-50. Me, I'll tell you, if you come, go on. Because it's 100. You come with 100 and me come with 100. That's how it's
100. Aye.
Is that serious thing ever? Because you do have people who are
I am very aware of it. These are not just hypothetical questions, It is real. I know it to be happening.
As me tell you, me speak to a lot of people and they will stick to their guns and have 50% I put on, not a dime over.
Yeah.
And they'll come back and ask and say such and such.
Yeah.
And stuff. If them get a raise and them jump to 6 figures, you might be the household and you don't know. It ought not to be so. That is just in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
That might not work for some, but that's supposed to be.
Well, market money, Pickney money, other money, or the credit card.
And contention money.
Not sure.
I remember say Dada, when Dada put on money and say, all right, this is for the house, Dada have little in them pocket back, for sweetheart. Because I go a bar and I go buy a drink for them friend them and then sweetheart, I forget the something on his side. So that was a part of it too.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
I don't know a thing about that one, Jackie.
Well, yeah,
no sweetheart out there.
My experience still, but we say other people life like that.
Yeah.
I mean, a man was a neighbor. I remember me tell you, the man work good working at Kaiser. And when he come on to Friday evenings, I can guarantee you, say, if should I say 75% of that money reach yard, it reach, no reach. Because when he's coming up the road, him tumbling down in the grass and singing. When they hear that coming, when they hear that song, put somebody that come and say, say I must stagger back 3 times and drop down the fence because he's drunk out. And then family come home now and the family have to survive off of what's left.
Yeah.
So then that was that.
And that's why you had some old-fashioned wives who would go to the man job on payday.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, literally do that because otherwise.
I remember that. I know that.
Yeah, as you mentioned that, I remember something when I was working at TPDCO. I was putting together a trip to take the staff to visit some sites because we used to do that in the early part so that staff could get used to what the attractions are like and that they can impart this now to the people who are coming off the cruise ships because that was my job as the information officers program and I was a supervisor there. And I got this bus to take us. And let me tell you something, I had to wait for the money to come from the head office. So, everything has to go through because it's a part government operation. So I had to wait for the check to come from the head office. This is after the trip. And that was an agreement with the boss. Remember me tell you, say, the man's wife came and sat down in the office from the office open. Okay? The check never come yet because she forgot to she have her market basket.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
She came to collect.
So a person's behavior, can cause you to react in a particular way.
Yes, I never expected that. So I had to call him. We didn't even have cell phones then. but I had to find somebody. We didn't have cell phones. I had to call somebody to find him because it was easy to find because he also would be on the pier as well because he was a Juta driver. And I had to find him, ask somebody to find him and have him come and speak to me because that was like, why she's sitting here? She's waiting for the money.
Yeah.
You know, she couldn't wait because the money wouldn't come down. I had to wait for the courier, the courier service to come and bring down everything, or the driver from the head office to come. So that wouldn't be coming until after midday. But the lady sat down there from the office open.
Wow. She run things, man. She run
No,
things.
she decides, so not today.
Not
Yeah.
today.
She probably have children to feed and all of that.
You have no children. She just gramalicious.
Oh, really?
When men become irresponsible, you know, it will cause a woman to.
She was in charge. She take the paycheck and she spend it how she wants.
Okay. No, but you're talking about that. You're talking about that. Lord have mercy. We used to work with this other guy. He could not spend any money from his check.
Wow.
All right. See,
on payday, we were in the lunchroom and we would decide to splurge. Because otherwise, as managers, they would give you a stipend for lunch and whatever the thing may be. So it was a particular deli we had to buy from. So as you come on, you know, so may have the pastrami, you did get the meatballs, or you did get a hero, whatever. But when payday come, we decide we are gonna splurge, we are gonna do a big lunch and thing. And he would just sit there and I look.
You have to give him the money.
She had him by him couldn't spend a dime. He couldn't spend, he had to take it home intact.
You know what? I don't think that's right.
No,
I'm not gonna be controlling anybody like that.
He was very henpecked. He was extremely henpecked, but they were Italian. They're Italian people.
Yeah.
But he had married her from a very fancy family. So she had to be fancy. She had to be kept pretty like her money. Look like a dolly.
That's strange because that's a male chauvinistic society.
Well, you ever heard of
there are female chauvinistic.
Male order bride?
Chauvinist, right? Female.
Yeah, but you have mail order brides, and trust me, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Lot of mercy.
He could not.
I bring it and say, Lord of mercy. Lord of his mercy. Lord of mercy.
Yeah.
So Jackie, if we can go back to your son, I mean, what would be his future plans in terms of what he spoke about, the woman nowadays? I mean, how does he get around that? Does he stay not in a relationship or what?
No, he loves the girls. He wants to have a woman, but I think, you know what happened? Something I remember from he was in middle school. He went to Catholic middle school. And he came home one day with a little thing on a little paper saying that they have vowed to stay celibate until marriage.
Yeah, they did that.
And I think that also had an impact on him. So he started looking differently at women and how they operated, and he would compare them to me. And you know, and I encouraged him that, you know, he has to be open and can't really align everybody with me, because you're not going to find somebody who is a carbon copy of your mother. But if you want to use me as a guideline to help you to find the right person, that's fine. But his intention is to wait until that person comes around.
Interesting.
And he's not in a hurry.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it. I'll just leave it.
Good.
Yeah.
Even though they're gray here, they're gonna come in really fast. I mean, I like to see Grand Pickney them before they, you know, but
before the snow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good place. It's a good place. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But again, one of the things that I'm impressed about is like women who never really had, say, a man to bring in the money, and yet they were so resilient and had a little bit of money put away here and there to do stuff. I mean, that to me that was impressive, and I don't know if women still do that, where the man can say, "Hey, I'm short," and the woman say, "Oh, man, I'm
Listen
going
to me.
to look for something here and
Listen
there."
to me. Even the other day, I go find money that I put away. I never realized. I say, oh gosh, they
Wow.
listen. No money sweet like that,
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably
Sweet.
time. Mhm.
Yes.
Hide it from yourself.
From
Yes.
yourself.
My daughter
But me
just
have
have to-
money. And honestly, they talk about the Prime Minister in Jamaica have how much 30 at account or whatever. You know how many of us have nearly the same amount of accounts and don't even realize it? When I started to check how many bank accounts I've opened, it's close to 20.
Wow.
I mean, I didn't realize that, here and there, some of them close. And
Right.
the other day when I went to Jamaica, I went to check out NCB, which was the second. I still have my Jamaica National account from I was in grade 2.
Oh, I remember those accounts.
And it was closed, and I had to reopen it while I was in New York, and it was a different process, but it's still there. But I haven't even touched it. And see, recently I did VMBS, and I still have
Yay! That's my bank.
a Scotia account. I thought everything was closed. When I went to NCB, everything was taken up. They said what you call it, charges and whatever took over that account, so it was closed. So I expected the same at Scotiabank. When I went to Scotiabank, because that was where my paycheck used to go, and I used to work in Jamaica. When I went there, it was the opposite. It grew.
Wow.
They said, "Oh, you just need to reactivate it by taking out something and putting in something. You have $75,000 in this account."
Oh, wow.
I said, "Why you asking to me?"
Is that Jamaican or US, Jackie?
Jamaica
Oh, get out of
dollars.
here.
Jamaica dollars. Jamaica dollars. So I haven't
No,
even looked at that for
you know
2 years.
what I find refreshing. I don't know if that's how it is across the board, but no, when you go to ATMs in Jamaica, you can't take out US or Jamaican,
Oh,
I think that has been a while.
Yeah, you can, when you do your thing, you can't get Jamaica. Back in the day, you have to buy dollars.
Yes, you don't have to do that again. So me have little money, I hide little money here, put little money there, not put in a one place. Because when it rainy day, you can pull from something.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. Is that old school? Does that still go on?
That's old school. I see my grandmother have a tread bag tie and a brazier.
Granny. I often quote my granny and her methods to my husband. We were actually having a discussion yesterday with regards to money and how you handle money. And I've always had to harken back to granny because that's how I was raised.
Yeah.
You tell me, this is what you do, that's what you do, this, that, and the third should tell you. They prepared you for life.
Yeah.
You should even tell, we say, and this is a big secret. She said, put some money in your pillow. She said, put some in our envelope or something. While you put something, put it in your pillow. She said, at night time, we are going bed, you take up people there knock. She said, yes, thank God if you feel because she said, if you're there with a man will treat you bad or whatever, you need to flee.
Yeah.
Yes. You have your Bex money. You have your Bex money right there.
Jackie, we got that Jackie Bex money. I never heard
Bex
that one.
money, man. You have your Bex. Listen, you see when I go out, Eval, I have my Bex money.
Wow.
That's somewhere. I may have a card somewhere different that anything pop off, I can flee.
You can.
Oh wow.
Right.
Yes.
I'm sure that's
I've known people to leave people on dates. A good friend of mine had gotten up on more than once. She left man at the restaurant, left them. She left man in a movie theater, man drop asleep. Whatever.
But listen,
go on home. I left him right there. Come here, babe.
I've gone out in a group and I wasn't supposed to be the one paying the money. And luckily, because me not leave my purse, or if I don't have it, I may not go. You know? So luckily I had my cards with me because I had to end up paying the whole thing.
Wow.
Oh,
So I've always
What
had
that
that
mean?
about me. Huh?
what do you mean? Pay
The card that was put up front never have any value. No. So therefore, thank the Lord for the next money, the backup plan.
Oh yeah, that has saved a whole lot of people.
Yes.
Because when I always say, me no say I have money, no. Me say me no have none. You say you can't walk. I no say you have.
Well, guess what? We're gonna wrap up now.
Yeah, but my device is dying. I'm on to what am I
Yes,
on?
the conversation has been really rich, informative, always. And we hope those of you who tuned in today were able to reflect, because there must be a takeaway each time we host a show. And we have discussed money on this platform before.
Yeah.
And many of us have said, there are things we need to put in place. And so what we are saying this morning
Max would have been
is,
great on this.
yeah, Maxie watching. She'll be back next week, God willing.
Yeah.
But
Amen.
we're saying, hey, men have been taught, or they have observed, or there is a God-given innate responsibility that they have demonstrated over time, where they know how to treat a woman. So if it is the market money or the Pickney money or the food money, what have you, and of course your partner too should be able to help you. I believe in that, because we're not come ready done.
No.
So if you realize something is amiss, in a decent way, you can say, hey, so and so, and don't make it or make them appear like they're not, then worthless, they're not no use. Or how me take you up on a this year do. Because we crass. We
Yes.
we're not nice. So if we've
Not you, darling.
no, me not stay so.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Not you.
Hey.
No.
No, I mean that's but truthfully, we should really assess if things are not going the way, and you may be saying, oh, give me enough.
Or in a portion.
I'm in a portion or in take back a credit card. There are reasons why things happen. So we're hoping that today we have highlighted so many variables in this dynamic between man and woman, and where money comes in.
And the cross culture.
Yeah. There you go. Ladies, your final comments, and co-producer.
I'll let the ladies go first.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have much. Just be frugal and be fair. Be frugal and be fair.
Yeah. And don't be selfish. Don't be selfish, and and know what you're going in it for. If it's about money, then that's what it's gonna be like forever. About money, if it lasts forever. But be kind and thoughtful of your partner.
Yeah.
But just before we wrap up, I was a little distracted, in between, because it's also the funeral for my friend who died, who passed away. So I have her.
The service is
on the Zoom. So I was trying to catch some of it, because we gave a tribute and all of that. So to those who will be watching this after, like some of my friends, my condolences to the family of Lorraine Moody, my friend from high school. May her soul rest in peace.
Amen. Okay, wonderful. And co-producer?
Yeah, as you wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen, we did a video the other day recently, and we stressed the importance of knowing a lot of stuff about each other before you get into a marriage. And so I would invite you to take a look at that. But yes, the cross culture can be misunderstood. With your best attempt and best interest, you may just not have an idea what works for the lady based on her culture. So it's important that we know each other, know what works, and bring them to the table. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All
Well,
right.
this has been another edition of Satideh Mawnin Runnings, and we're looking forward to see you next week, Saturday.
Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday. Yeah. To do it all over again. But thank you so much for joining. And ladies, you know how we go already. Mwah.
We can say it in Spanish too, Eval. La otra semana.
Yes, man.
La otra semana.
Okay. Migan.
Au revoir.
Well,
All right.
we're going round, galang round, go up, go down, so go on in.
Me I go in.
There you go.
Hey,
Go on
me a
round.
good one.
Blessings, everybody. Lots of love.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Enjoy the weather, Jackie.
Oh, we'll be having snow.
We're gonna get a
We'll be
nori.
getting another cold front coming in, I think, on Monday. It's going to be cold. It has been chilly down here.
We'll trade you. We give the nori, say I give you the cold front.
We're having one. So we're only having
Come on, they come
one.
catch some ice snow.
My day tomorrow, you have no idea what kind of day I have tomorrow. Forget it.
Well, we're having stuff. We're only having one service, so the 11:30
Us too.
service is cancelled.
Yeah.
Us too, but yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
You really got hit this year.
And
Snow
the
again?
place is just cleaning up.
And it just melt. It just melting up, you know.
Hey,
Anyway.
My.
so
Well,
it
we
is.
don't have to worry about water for the summer. Because you know that the snow,
Mhm.
Wow. It's crazy.
if you don't have that much precipitation in terms of snow, you don't have water for the summer.
Mhm.
You have
Yeah,
water
well-
restrictions. So it might be annoying now, but it will pay off in the summer.
All right.
Okay.
Hey,
Blessings.
blessings,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
All right.
Love.
We'll go drink my porridge.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes. All right.
Celebrate the heartbeat of Caribbean culture with Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Join us on Saturday at 10 a.m. on YouTube as we showcase the vibrant heritage of Jamaica and the wider Caribbean with 4 incredible women, Sherns, Max, Jackie, and yours truly, Lady D. From powerful stories to cultural traditions, we're bringing the flavor, rhythm, and excellence of the Caribbean straight to you. It's more than a show. It's a celebration of the roots and traditions that inspire and unite us. Subscribe to Voices with Lady D on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to stay connected. Every Saturday at 10 a.m., it's Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Come feel the vibes. Satideh Mawnin Runnings, where Caribbean heritage comes alive.